Well, good morning and welcome to CityLine. It is wonderful to be in your home. We are live every Thursday morning. This morning is April 12th and it's actually sun shining outside. We have a fabulous show ahead of us later on toward the end of the hour. We'll have Tacoma Guitar Festival here to talk about the festival that's coming up, and Carl, one of their featured musicians, will be playing us out, so you definitely don't want to miss that. Then of course Tacoma Community College is here to talk about the Diversity Film Festival that they have, which is fabulous. They've received some help from the Grand, and we get to kind of talk about that festival and how those films were chosen. And then the Michelob Ultra Tacoma City Marathon is here. And they're going to talk about the marathon, the course, how it's changed, and how you can get involved if you are a runner or a walker like myself. And then with me right now, I have two individuals who are here, and I enjoy them so much. Once a quarter, I ask that this theater come on, and they do it without hesitation. They bring the most lovely, talented, kindest people with them. So please join me in welcoming Tacoma Musical Playhouse, and of course, Jon Rake. Hello, Jon Rake. You are the Managing Artistic Director.
I am.
You are. So I'm still glad you're here and you're still managing.
Thank you.
Yes. And we're going to talk about Catch Me If You Can, but I want to, which is your current main stage production, but I also want to introduce this handsome man, Mr. Jake Atwood. Hello, Jake.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going quite well. You are an actor in this area, and you are playing Frank Abagnale Jr. in Catch Me If You Can. Welcome. It's good to see you.
I'm glad to be here. I'm really excited.
We've had lots of fun chatting with this one over here. He's quite the prodigy, isn't he?
He is. He's a firecracker.
So let's talk about this, because when we think about maybe some people in terms of their generation, think about Catch Me If You Can. If you're in your 20s, you think about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
Maybe you don't know that it is a musical, but of course, if you're of my generation, you know it's a musical. So why did you choose to produce this musical, Jon?
I've really liked the movie when it first came out, and I couldn't believe that it was based on a true story. That was the thing. And this production started in Seattle. They had a sort of a workshop regional tryout in Seattle at the Fifth Avenue, and I saw that show and thought, it's okay, but we'll see what they did with it. Later on, then we saw it on the national tour, and I thought, oh, they've made some really great changes. This is a lot of fun. The audiences are going to really get a kick out of it. And so that's why we chose it. And the music's really uplifting and fun. There's a ton of dancing.
Oh, I love that. Is this a show for everyone?
Well, PG, a little bit. There's...
Okay.
Younger generation is not going to kind of get it.
Not going to get it. So we'll let those parental guidance, we'll let them decide.
Exactly.
How smart their kids are.
Exactly.
Or what their kids don't need to see. How did you pick this cast? Because I asked this for two reasons. One, because the cast is always, the thoughts behind it is really interesting. But two, your theater, Tacoma Musical Playhouse, has a bevy of talented people that love you and Jeffrey, and follow you anywhere you go, and also because your productions are so top-notch. So it's kind of a trinity there. So how did you pick this cast? Because you probably had a lot to pick from.
I did have a lot to pick from.
Yeah.
I looked at the character, or each character individually, and found actors that are appropriate for the role. The gentleman that plays the detective, Carl Hanratty, it is almost like that character, and Jake is almost like Frank Jr., and his father is kind of that father figure as well. So they're really well cast in their parts.
Nice. Which is, it's interesting that you say that you looked for people that had similar characteristics, because sometimes directors want the exact opposite, thinking they don't want someone bringing a preconceived notion to a role. But this worked for you in terms of this method.
Right.
I can't wait to see this. Jake, what is your background in terms of acting?
I've acted in and around for the past 10 years or so in the South Sound, kind of that area / Kid Sap, kind of worked my way around, and now I'm just, just performing, doing what I love best.
I love that. So what would we have most recently seen you in before this role?
The most recent show, as far as TMP goes, gosh, I would say Footloose.
Nice. And you were?
I played Ren in that one.
Yes.
I can't avoid the celebrity guys portraying in a movie, you know, the Leonardo DiCaprio, the Kevin Bacons. Luckily, I'm not them.
You know, this is a rough problem to have in life, isn't it, though?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if I looked a little more like them, it would be great. But I take it,
okay.
you know, I take it for what it is. I'm very thankful.
I love that. So let's talk about you play Frank Abagnale Jr. What is he like?
You know, as a character, he's brash, he's outgoing, he's high energy, he's very honest, and then, you know, ironically honest. But then when it comes down to as a real person, Frank was very broken, very distraught, very misspoken in a way, and misunderstood.
Yeah.
I think that the musical does a beautiful job capturing who Frank was on the inside, because we see, you know, it's not just a glitz and glam kind of a character, it's a character full of life and full of just honesty, and you know, he's coming to age in this story, of course, but I think the musical does a beautiful job saying a coming of age for all types of people. It's not just, you know, a young 18-year-old kid growing up and understanding the ways of adulthood. Everybody in the show is coming to age to a certain responsibility, and I think Frank is the staple of all of that.
Fabulous. So speaking of Frank, I would love for you to give us a taste of Frank, a sampling of Frank right now, okay?
Absolutely.
So go ahead and take it away, Frank.
Hold on.
Yeah. Channel your inner Frank.
Channel my inner Frank. Okay. My name is Frank Abagnale Jr., and this is my story. I was a millionaire twice over and a half again before I was 21. I stole every nickel of it. I flew over 5 million miles as a Pan Am pilot, practiced medicine at a top Atlanta hospital, and worked as a prosecutor for the state of Louisiana, all under assumed names. Mr. Hanratty thinks he has all the facts, but only I know how I did it. And I did it in style.
Woo! Yeah, okay. 2 thoughts. 1, I'm keeping my daughter away from it. She never watches the show, so she's not going to hear this. And number 2, man, do you nail this.
Thank you.
That is just like, whoa, what a quick transformation that was, and how believable.
Thank you.
My goodness. Woo! Well cast.
Thanks.
Very nice. So, trying to get the frankness off me so I can move on, because that was intense. Gosh, Jake, you are amazing. So what can people look forward to besides that when they come into the theater and then the lights go down?
Well, it's a high energy show,
Yes.
and people have said, I have no idea what to expect, and then have left loving the show and going out and telling other people. There is a lot of dancing and big production numbers that you kind of think, well, how does that fit in with the movie and the whole story? But they fit it in really well, and it's 60s style music and just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I saw the pictures here. The costumes are to die for.
Yes, they are.
Okay, how did we get through this and we only have 3 minutes left? I always want you on for an hour. So you have 2 more main stage shows coming up here. One of them, which is one of my favorites, is My Fair Lady, and then of course Disney's Beauty and the Beast.
Correct.
So let's talk about My Fair Lady.
Well, it opens mid-May. We've just had our first rehearsal last night for that. Very excited because we're trying a few new updates as far as how it pertains to today's audiences. Not being able to really change the script or anything, but making some choices. And we're very excited about that. So you'll have to come and see.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to have you back on the show, and we're going to talk more about the kind of that parallel of today's society
Right.
here. And then also, you have a new educational director who I've met.
You have. She played our Morticia in the Addams Family.
Fabulous woman.
Linda Palacios, and she's very good and very excited about being the new director.
She knows how to wrangle those kids in. She's
Yeah.
something. She does. So speaking of her, let's talk about what's happening with the award-winning Addams Family, which of course, Jake, you're a part of that cast.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
We are getting ready to go to the International Theater Festival in Venice, Florida. We're busy raising money to get there, and then we'll have some open rehearsals for the public to come in and see that and donate if they want to help us out get there, and that's kind of where we're at right now. We had to cast a new Pugsley because our old Pugsley's voice changed.
You know, nature is a cruel teacher.
It sure can be.
Couldn't you have just dubbed it?
Well, we even tried changing the key on his song, but it didn't work.
Oh my God, I just have like, flashes of Music Man going through my head. Oh no. Well, okay, so speaking of the special events that are happening at TMP, besides puberty, what else is coming up?
We have our annual fundraiser, which is, it's called Broadway Brunch. It's a Sunday brunch with a big buffet, and then we'll have cast members from the Addams Family singing different songs from Broadway and entertaining. And we'll be raising money for educational scholarships as well as getting the cast to Florida. And so it's our big annual fundraiser. It's May 6th and at the Elks Lodge in Tacoma.
Oh, beautiful.
And so it should be a lot of fun. And
Jake, you going to be there?
We'll see.
he is.
I may have to go if Jake's there. Okay, so let's talk about this last minute, your 25th anniversary.
Right.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thanks.
Did you ever think 25 years?
No, not at all.
So when do you announce the new season for the 25th year?
It'll be April 26th, and we do a special event to thank all of our donors. If they've donated $50 or more, they get to come and have a great evening of entertainment. We do little snippets from the shows. There's food, there's wine, and it's just a great evening of entertainment.
I love that. Well, I want to say thank you to both of you for being here today, for continuing, you and Jeffrey, to take the helm and just expose us to things in Tacoma that you would never think are in Tacoma. I mean, you are still the crown jewel of musical theaters, so I thank you for keeping that crown shiny. And I just want to say to you, continue to shine as bright as you can. And of course, Catch Me If You Can is still playing at Tacoma Musical Playhouse. Tickets are available. We've been showing the website, so get out there and hang out with Frank.
Absolutely.
And I'll see you back here with My Fair Lady.
Okay.
All right.
Promise.
When we come back after a little bit of musical chairs, pardon the pun, we will have the Michelob Ultra Tacoma City Marathon here. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.